Good morning. This is the Board of Appeals, Town of Hempstead, June 26, 9:30 a.m. meeting. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
The usual. For those of you who have not had the pleasure of appearing before us, the way we conduct our hearings are as follows. First, we will call any applications for adjournment, and if there are none, then we'll go right into the calendar. On cases that are actually being heard today, the applicant is given the opportunity of presenting their case. Then if there are any people here in opposition, the opposition is given the opportunity to voice their concerns, after which the applicant will then sum up and we'll close the hearing. I don't know that there are any cases on this morning that have opposition. However, if there are, we're not bound by the strict rules of evidence. We take emails, letters. If you want to say that I agree with the person who spoke before me, that's quite all right, but everyone will get their concerns heard, all right? If there is nothing else, Patrick, start calling the calendar.
Mr. Chairman, we do not have any applications for adjournment this morning.
Okay.
First, we have case 42224, Belmore, Rosa Floridia, renewal of grant to maintain a two-family dwelling, also known as 2465 Grand Avenue.
Anyone here on this case? Step up, please.
Yep. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please take a seat and state your name and address for the record.
Rosa Floridia, 2465 Grand Avenue, Belmore, New York.
Young lady.
I'm sorry.
Marissa Floridia, 2465 Grand Avenue, Belmore, New York.
So you're here for a renewal of a grant to maintain a two-family dwelling, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. The building department inspected the premises on March 28, 2024, and they found that all conditions previously imposed by this board were complied with. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No.
Okay. Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Next, we have case...
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Next, we have case 42324, Baldwin, Alfred G. Gismondi Jr. and Michelle Gismondi. Renewal of grant to maintain two-family dwelling, also known as 847 Lorenz Avenue.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Alfred Gismondi Jr. I live at 847 Lorenz Avenue in Baldwin.
My name is Michelle Gismondi. I also live at 847 Lorenz Avenue, Baldwin, New York.
Okay. This is also a renewal of a grant to maintain a two-family dwelling. The premises were inspected by the building department on April 3rd, 2024, and found that you have complied with all conditions previously imposed by this board. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, sir.
If not, do I have any questions from the board? And if not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You will both receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank
Second.
you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Great day.
Next, we have case 42424, Inwood, Anthony Seminara, renewal of grant to maintain two-family dwelling.
My name is Anthony Seminara, 238 Parasol Place, Inwood, New York, 11096.
Good morning. So this is also a renewal of a grant to maintain a two-family dwelling. Today is two-family day. However, you're unfortunate because you're the third person up here, so we'll be asking you quite a few questions. Only kidding. Only kidding.
Ask me anything you like, I have nothing to hide.
All right, so, again, the building department inspected the premises on March 18th, 2024, and found that all conditions previously imposed by the board have again been complied with. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I had, yes.
Yes,
The
okay.
inspection was on March 18th, and I learned it passed, my house passed.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Yes, I do.
No, from the board.
Yes.
Do I have any, do I have?
Would
any-
you like, whatever you'd like
I
to
have-
say, sir.
I have, yes. Every 5 years upon renewal, I have to come for a hearing?
Correct.
Okay.
All right?
Hold on a second.
I thought the hearing was just a one-time event upon the initialization.
That's the next one. Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I'm sorry?
No.
Is that all you wish to add?
I'm sorry?
Are you finished with giving us the
Yeah,
information?
yes.
Okay.
Can you tell me now if I have the renewal?
Hold on a second.
No, we can't. We make decisions this afternoon. You can call the office tomorrow to see whether or not, some cases will be granted or decided today, others, others will wait,
Okay.
okay?
I'm notified
You
by
can
mail?
call tomorrow. Call
The office.
Mr. Owens. You can call the office and see whether or not we decided your case.
I'll be notified by mail?
Yes,
Okay,
that's her speech.
okay.
You have to give her a chance, otherwise she gets depressed if she can't say that.
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You will get a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Okay.
Have a nice
Second.
day.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
I'm done? Okay.
Next we have case.
Thank you for your time.
Next we have case
Have a good
42524, Baldwin Rez Althea. Renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot-high fence and 4-foot-high fence within the clear site triangle, also known as 863 Harbor Circle.
Anyone here on this case? Mark it second. You know what? We're going to grant it, even though they didn't request it, we're going to grant an appearance waiver. Right, I'm not going to put it on second call. In any event, it's renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high fence and 4-foot-high fence within the clear site triangle. The building department inspected the property on April 1st, 2024, and found that all conditions previously imposed by the board were complied with. Do I have any other questions?
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Next we have case 42624 through 42724, East Meadow, John and J. Phyllis Laredo. Renewal of grants, maintain 6-foot-high fence larger than pool installation area, maintain 8-foot-high living fence, also known as 504 Patterson Street. Mr.
This-
Chairman, there is an application for an
all
appearance
right.
waiver.
We're going to grant the application for appearance waiver, and the building department inspected the premises on 2 occasions, February 28, 2024, and March 25, 2024, and found that all conditions previously imposed by the board were complied with. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next case,
Next, we have
I'm
case
sorry.
42824, Seaford, Terry and Ruth Ing. Renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot-high stockade fence, also known as 1267 Shaw Place.
No, chivalry's not dead.
That means you scored points with one of the board members.
Ruth Ing, 1267 Shore Place, Seaford, New York.
Terry Ing, 1267 Shore Place, Seaford, New York.
All right, this is a renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high stockade fence. The building department visited you on March 18th, 2024. I hope you gave them coffee. And they found that all conditions previously imposed by the board were complied with. Once again, do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the, I withdraw my motion.
Go ahead.
We have a question.
Okay,
In 2017, we applied to renew, and this year we applied to renew. And both times, the code enforcer came and asked us why we don't go in front of the board and ask for an indefinite time permit for our fence. So
at
here
this
we are.
time,
At
we
this
are
time.
asking for that.
So here we are.
Do you know when you originally had the fence approved?
In 1990.
Just take a look at where the fence is. Oftentimes, some fences are permanent, some are temporary. Most often, some of the considerations that lead us to think it should be temporary instead of permanent are situations where, there's a clear sight triangle involved, or a fence can only be a certain height, or it has to be all the way see-through for safety reasons. And if you sell your house and the next owner says, I always want a 6-foot fence instead of a 4-foot, and I liked it solid instead of see-through, and they put it up, and we create a safety. So with the 5-year renewal, it allows us to have someone go out and make sure that it's being maintained in the safe condition. So just let me see real quick where your fence was.
It's a stockade fence.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not
how did the inspector determine that? Let me ask you, the fence that we're talking about, does it come forward of, do you live on a corner or you
Yes,
live on a
we do.
We
corner?
do live on a corner, but the fence is,
It goes, the fence line goes past the front of the house.
Okay, so let's do it this way. So what's the street that you consider the front of your house?
Shaw
Shaw
Place.
Place.
Okay, now, going forward towards Shaw Place, how far forward of your house does the fence go, if at all?
Well, we went based on the conditions that were
On the original
on the
permit.
original permit.
Yeah, I don't have the site plan, I'm just asking you. Oh, you have the site plan?
We have
Oh, we
everything.
have everything.
Oh,
She saves everything.
yeah, let me take a look at it.
She saves the receipts.
'Cause
So this is the paperwork from 1990.
Should have taken a picture. See, that's the fence.
See, the fence is not on the All right, can I come up and show you? All right. Do you mind? Do you mind?
It's okay, you can approach.
Take a peek.
Here's our, this is the fence, this is the house,
This is the front of your house.
this is the point, so it's between my house and my neighbor's house, it's not at the end of my house.
Oh.
Where's your neighbor's driveway? Well, that shouldn't be affected anyway.
Right.
That shouldn't be.
This is one that we could consider making permanent. How far, this looks like, what, 10 feet?
10 feet, 15? Yeah.
All right, so,
Okay.
you know what you can do is, go back.
We'll make
and
the
just make an
application.
oral request, which you
That
kind of already
you'd like,
done.
you'd like it.
Okay, so based on the information provided, we are looking to make this permanent.
Okay.
We'll take that under
Take that
advisement.
in the, right. Any other, would you like to say anything else?
Do you want to say anything else? I think we're good.
No, I think we're good.
Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention?
Next, we have case 42924, West Hempstead, Ezra and Sharon Grabber, renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot-high fence, also known as 202 Windsor Lane. Mr. Chairman, there is an application for appearance waiver on this.
There's anyone here on this case? Since no one is here in opposition, it's a residential case. There's an application for an appearance waiver. We will grant the waiver. Building Department inspected the premises on April 1st, 2024, and found that all previously imposed conditions by this board have been complied with. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 43024 Franklin Square, Robert and Nilda Rosati. Renewal of grant to maintain 4-foot-high fence forward a dwelling which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 758 Messier Street.
I believe there's no one here on this case. It's a residential case. The parties applied for an appearance waiver, which we will grant. The building department inspected the premises on March 12, 2024, found that all previously imposed conditions were being complied with. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Next.
Next, we have case 43124 Elmont, Ronald and Rosemary Fusillo. Renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot-high fence, also known as 784 Lawrence Street.
Anyone here on this case? If not, all right. This is another residential case. The applicant applied for an appearance waiver, which will be granted since there's no one in opposition. Building department inspected the premises March 15, 2024, found that all conditions previously imposed by this board have been complied with. Do I have any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Next, we have case 43224 North Belmore, Eduardo Palanza and Naomi Liberman Palanza. Renewal of grant to maintain 6-foot-high fence with privacy slats larger than pool installation area and with less than 10-foot setback on Clement Street, also known as 1969 Clement Street.
Anyone here on this case? This is a roller coaster. Slow but moving. This is also a renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high fence. The applicant applied for an appearance waiver. There's no one in opposition, so we will grant the appearance waiver. Dawn, do I have this? Was this inspected? Because it appears. Yeah, folder. Oh, all right. Building department inspected the premises on April 25th, 2024, and found that all conditions previously imposed by the board have been complied with. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, let's call some real cases.
Next, we have cases 43324 through 43424 and 138524. Near Valley Stream, Susan and Mitchell Lang. Variances, lot area occupied, rear yard, maintain wood deck attached to dwelling, and proposed second-story overhang. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain shed. Variance, lot area occupied, proposed second-story overhang, and 2-foot cantilever, both attached to dwelling, also known as 797 Van Dam Street.
Andrew Shear, 391 Garfield Avenue, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Mr. Chairman,
Morning.
members of the board. I am here for several applications to maintain a rear deck and a rear shed, and also a proposed addition for a cantilever and for lot coverage. The shed rides along with the lot coverage request as the maintained deck as well. The lot coverage for Residence B is 27 or 30% for less than 3 feet above grade, and we are requesting a total of 39.5%, which includes the shed, the deck, and the addition cantilever and the front porch.
What portion of that, if you know, Mr. Shear, is the deck?
Okay, so it's 28.5% is the house alone with the addition and the cantilever.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Since you brought it up, it appears on my calendar, it's maintain a wood deck attached to the dwelling and proposed second-story overhang. Then, later on in the calendar, lot area occupied, proposed second-story overhang and 2-foot cantilever. Are those two different? Are there two places you're proposing a second-story overhang, or just one?
There's two. There's one in the front, one in the back.
Okay.
Right.
Good enough.
There are
Keep
two
going.
small cantilevers, one in the front, one in the back. And like I had mentioned, there was 28.5% for the house alone with the cantilevers, and then the deck and the shed make up the remaining.
Is the only thing that's here as a proposed two-story overhang, are those both just the 2-foot cantilevers? Or is there a larger proposed?
There is a second-story addition but is not part of the variance. But there is a second-story addition over a part of the house.
Now, let me just so I'm clear on what it is. Maintain wood deck attached to dwelling and proposed second-story overhang. That's one of them. So
Right.
what is that one? Is that a cantilever overhang or something else?
That is a cantilever.
Okay, then later on in the calendar, proposed second-story overhang and 2-foot cantilever.
That's the front of the house.
Okay, but are any of those greater than 2 feet?
The rear cantilever is greater than 2 feet. It squares off the house in the back, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
keep going then. You can proceed.
And that's right. So it's just lot area occupied. That's all, right.
And rear yard.
And rear yard, correct, for the deck.
I'm sorry, did
What's-
you give us
what's
the
the
rear?
rear yard
Yeah, the rear
required?
the rear yard is currently at its greatest point. The deck is 6 foot from the rear yard, where we're required 15 feet.
The deck is the only thing that's encroaching?
The rear yard,
The
correct.
house otherwise maintains?
The house is 26 feet back.
Okay.
Okay, and the shed,
The shed is 2 feet from the property line, and it's 8 by 10, so it's within the allowable
it only needs lot area?
lot area, right?
No height.
No height.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Shear, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have case 43524, Woodmere, Allen and Karen Gollenbeck. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, construct addition and 2-story addition, both attached to dwelling, also known as 73 Neptune Avenue.
Okay.
Alan Golombek, 73 Neptune Avenue, Woodmere, New York, 11598.
Sorry, Karen Golombek, 73 Neptune Avenue, Woodmere, New York, 11598.
Andrew
You have to
Shear.
speak up.
Okay.
When you speak again, speak up. It's hard to hear, and she has to take it down.
Oh, okay, sorry.
If you
Andrew
speak
Shear.
again.
391 Garfield Avenue, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning again.
Morning.
So I am here with the Golombeks for a proposed addition to their house. They are in a Residence A. A Residence A requires a 25% lot coverage. The current lot coverage in their house, there's actually a garage that we're demoing, so that will allow for the lot coverage that's existing at 35.7%, to be reduced to 35.6%. And the other variance we're requesting is a side yard variance, where we are required to have 15 feet of aggregate, where we have 13 foot 8, so it's 1 foot 4 inch difference. And the side, we have 5 foot 4 on one side and 8 foot 4 on the other.
Wait, Mr. Shear, you weren't rejected for regular side yard. Do you need that? Because we need to add that if you do.
Yes.
All right, so you want to make a motion that we amend the
Amend the
caption to include
caption.
side yard. All the materials are otherwise accurate. You have side yard aggregate noted here, so I think there was sufficient notice to those who, for their notice requirement. So you just make a motion and we'll
So we'll just make a motion that we include the side yard
add it to the caption.
as well as the side yard aggregate.
So moved.
The side yard requested is 8 foot 4 inches, where the required is 9 foot 8 inches for that variance. And that is the request.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Shear, you and both of your clients will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's ready. Thank you. Have a
Thank you
nice
very
day.
much.
All right.
Ne-
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Next, we have cases 43624 through 43724 Baldwin, Mohammed Saar, and Rizwana Gul. Variance lot area occupied, maintain sunroom attached dwelling, maintain 4-foot-high fence forward of dwelling which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 890 Jefferson Street.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board.
Morning.
I'm representing Mohammed Sarah and of 890 Jefferson Street in Baldwin. The property is located on the south side of Jefferson Street, 80 feet west of Grand Avenue in Residence B. We're requesting a variance to maintain a sunroom attached to the dwelling that exceeds the lot coverage allowed of 27.5%. The lot coverage provided is 28.46%. The owners hired a contractor to do the work. They thought he was handling everything, and then they received a stop work order from the building department. We're also requesting a variance to maintain a 4-foot-high picket fence and a solid fence forward of the dwelling, which may substantially obstruct the line of sight. The fence is a see-through picket fence in the front yard and a 4-foot solid fence in between their driveway and the neighbor's driveway. I did explain to Mr. Sayre that the solid fence would at least have to be brought back 8 feet because of the driveways. And the house was purchased in 2019, and at the time there was existing fencing. There were similar houses on the block that had this fencing, so he didn't think there was any problem. I'd also like to submit letters from 8 neighbors, including the ones directly next to him and behind him as well, indicating they have no objections to the board granting this variance.
Thank you, Ms. Pingal. So your client's aware. The picket one, if we were to consider granting any portion of this, number one, the picket would have to stay picket, given that it's forward of the dwelling.
Absolutely.
And it does, isn't it on the other side of their driveway? It looks like is their driveway next to the solid one? It is, right?
Yes, it
and
is.
The picket's right on the other side.
Correct.
Right? So okay. And then you're correct in that it actually looks like they probably cut back a little more than that because they have like a regular 8-foot section and a 2-foot. But you're right. We definitely want it at least 8 feet back.
Yes.
For the safety reasons that you've described. So.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Second.
Thank you very much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 438 of 24 Elmont, Josette Lefetti. Variance, lot area occupied,
Roofs over
maintain
patio.
2 roofs over patio, both attached to dwelling, also known as 23828 117th Avenue.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. I'm representing Josette Lupi of 238-28 117th Avenue in Elmont. We're requesting a variance to maintain 2 roof-over patios attached to the dwelling that exceed the lot coverage allowed of 27.5%. The lot coverage provided with both roof-overs is 28.5%. The raised concrete patio is filed under building permit 128319, and the lot coverage for that raised concrete patio is 25.5%. So that complies with the lot coverage. The roof over the patio is 130.67 square feet, and it brings the lot coverage to 28.5%. The structures have been there for at least 30 years.
You're doing all these 28s today for a lot of your
Right? Just quite, should have got it at 30%. There also may be open permits on your search sheet, and they've all been closed out. Oh, you got a new one?
Thanks for asking. Any other questions from the board?
I'll just move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail of board's decision once it's ready.
Thank you very much.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 439 of 24, Point Lookout, Todd and Christine Slattery. Variances exceeds number of stories, front yard average setback, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, rear yard, construct new roof over attached to dwelling, also known as 128 Baldwin Avenue.
Vincent Bresnator,
Your address, sir?
1645 Stevens Avenue, Merritt, New York, 11566.
Todd Slattery, 93 Vincent Avenue, Limbrook, New York, 11563.
Richard M. Bavone, 308 East Meadow Avenue, East Meadow, appearing as the agent for the owner, Todd and Christine Slattery, 128 Baldwin Avenue, Point Lookout. The owner and the architect of record, Mr. Vincent Bresnator, is here with me today. My client's requesting variances for exceeding the number of stories, front yard, average setbacks, lot area occupied, side yard aggregate, rear yard setbacks, propose a new roof over the attached dwelling.
Mr. Bavone, before you, just so, I went and looked at the house, and I'm looking at the plans. I'm trying to reconcile what portion of this request is new, because there's already a lot going on that third level. So can you just make sure you carefully just, thank you.
So this may appear to be a number of variances that we're requesting, but what actually is being proposed is a minor modification of the existing attic storage space to raise that portion of the roof only by 2.5 feet, which is still below the maximum allowed by code. Proposed change, the enclosed attic space will be an open roof over an existing, there's an existing sun deck that's up there now. So the actual footprint of the house is not changing at all. The setbacks for the main dwelling will remain as they previously were approved. And what we're proposing is this roof over to an open air area for weather and seasonally use for outdoor living, to have a small bathroom, a two-piece bathroom, and still a storage area. So if you were up there on that level right now, you'd have a sun deck. There is an enclosed attic space that they're able to use as storage. But what we're doing on the plans that have been submitted by the architect of record is to take a majority of that space, and Mr. Bresnator will make a brief statement on the square footages, to open that up and just make an additional roof area which will be attached to that open sun deck area. And that
Other than raising by 2 and change the roof line of that portion and then opening it up, is there any additional space being enclosed, if you will? Like, what is now the sun deck is going to stay a sun deck
No, it's less that will be enclosed. It'll only be the small area for the bath, the half bath, and the storage area, smaller
Right.
storage area. So
There's
no,
no additional closure elsewhere on that level,
only to the back where the bathroom is.
but
So
that's already in an enclosed section.
it's,
Okay.
good.
So the area that is currently occupied by the attic, which is 338 square feet, is that square area on the, you see the existing upper level plan, attic, okay? That area is going to be converted to the open roof over. And then behind that, if you look on the proposed roof plan on A2, there's total of 80 square feet added behind that. That is going to enclose proposed powder room and storage closet.
Is it, so that's a bump out on that level?
That's correct.
He's shaking his head no, and you're saying yes.
This is your outlet.
So if you look at A1,
He's saying yes now.
if you look at page
I'm looking.
A1.
I can see it better on A2.
Yeah, the third one to the right shows the attic and the sun deck that's there now. That's existing and has been.
But on A2, in the bottom left-hand corner, which is titled Right, R-I-G-H-T, that is the bump out for the bathroom we're discussing here.
That's correct.
Now, when I was there, it looked like the rear yard setback was no more than 18 inches on that house. Something like that?
The rear setback currently on the existing house is 2.7 feet. And that bump out that we were just discussing would be 7.1 feet from the rear property line.
So just to clarify, although the building department had denied this for a number of variances, the actual area, including the average front yard setback, doesn't really apply to this, what we're doing, because we're 15.75 feet back from the front of the house.
When this was constructed originally, what was it characterized as by the building department in terms of number of stories?
2 stories plus attic.
So 2.5?
Yeah.
Probably. And then you're putting this, is it because you're changing the pitch of that roof?
It's because we're making it,
And you're putting
we are
that-
making it taller, technically encroaching on the side and rear yard by today's code standard that we're revisiting this, but both of these areas still, are going to exist within the building's footprint.
Right, I
But you're still below the actual height from the proposed building height is 26.6 feet.
The reason I'm asking is that, we also consider the precedential value of things we do here. And we're not, the characterization matters. And so the reason I was asking what it was characterized before, and now we have the recharacterization by the building department, which, we're the ultimate determiners of that, is that I want to know how much it's not changing in substance to see whether or not, if we were inclined to grant this, it would still fit arguably within the characterization of 2.5 stories.
So
That's what I'm getting at.
I can break this down a little bit more if it helps, okay? Again, back on sheet A1, we have an existing sun deck that is remaining unchanged, 348 square feet, no changes. We have an existing stair bulkhead, which is 101 square feet, no changes to that, except that we're raising the ceiling. It's tight in there, so we're raising the ceiling a little bit, again, still below the height, maximum
Below the
height.
ridge.
We have an attic space currently at 338 square feet. That is being converted to
From
an
closed to open.
correct, open area. And the only thing that's being added is the 80 square feet behind that, that is going to house the powder room and storage area.
Right, that's a good job doing that.
Yep.
One last thing, if we were inclined to grant this, Mr. Bavone, or your client,
Yep.
whomever, would your client accept a condition that it will never be enclosed in the future?
Yes. And for the record, Mr. Flannery went around to all the neighbors. I submitted 7 letters that he had signatures from those neighbors, and he actually had one of the neighbors question the height. It was explained in detail as to what is being proposed, and a modification was made to the original plans that were filed at the building department to actually make it even less than what it originally was proposed at to be here today. So again, still being below the requirement for any height, and also maintaining the existing sun deck to just be an outdoor area, such as quality of life request, to be able to sit up with the views that they have in Point Lookout, to be able to look out. And again, we know a number of homes have that, but we're not above any height requirement.
Yeah, can you tell me again how many square feet the section is that is going from enclosed to open? You said it already, and I
Yep,
apologize.
that is 338 square feet.
So you're going down by 330 enclosed, and you're only going up by 80 enclosed?
I'm sorry, say that again?
So you're only adding to your enclosed space by 80, but you're taking away from by 330, right?
Adding 80 square feet to beyond
To
that.
the portion that's enclosed, but you're taking away 330 square feet
Correct,
that are
yes,
enclosed.
your
Right,
analysis is correct.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Pavone, you and your clients will all receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Second.
Thank you very much.
All in
very much.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Have a good day.
Me too.
Next, we have case 44024, Levittown, Daniel Ginther. Use variance to construct two-story detached garage higher than permitted with non-permitted attic for storage above demolished existing shed and attached garage, also known as 7 Fence Lane.
This is his use.
John Tufel, professional engineer, 707 Route 110, Farmingdale, New York.
Daniel Ginther, 7 Fence Lane, Levittown, New York.
You're going to have to
Can you speak a little louder?
Daniel Ginther, 7 Fence Lane, Levittown, New York.
Morning. Mr. Tufel?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm here tonight with Mr. Daniel Ginther, owner of 7 Fence Lane in Levittown, who's seeking a use variance to construct a two-story detached one-car garage higher than permitted with non-permitted attic for storage above, also demolishing an existing shed and attached garage. The zone is LPRD, where lack of storage space can be an issue for 1 1/2 story homes like this one, built directly on concrete slabs with no basement. We're requesting a building height of 15 feet 10 inches for the detached garage, where 12 feet is allowed by ordinance. This would allow for short 5-foot-high walls on the second story to facilitate the storage of household items.
I'm sorry, what did you say the walls were? I missed that. You said this will allow for some height walls.
Okay, well, yeah, the height we're asking for is 15 foot 10 inches, where 12 feet is allowed by
No,
code.
1710.
1510 is the height to the middle of the roof.
To the middle of the
Oh, we were
roof.
doing the 12 average.
Yes, correct.
15,
That's
10.
right, ma'am. Thank you for
Okay.
pointing that out.
It's okay.
This would allow for short 5-foot-high walls on the second story, as I said, to facilitate the storage of household items. Access would be, to the second story would be via a drop-down ladder in the ceiling of the first floor. And of course, the proposed driveway and garage would improve the situation for off-street parking. As part of the proposed project, an existing attached garage, which is in poor condition, will be demolished, along with the shed that also has seen better days. The new driveway will be provided with Belgian block curbs to enhance its appearance. We'd also like to point out that the north side yard setback to the existing main house, Mr. Ginther's main house, will increase from 7.9 feet to 16.9 feet with the demolition of the existing attached garage from the north side of the house. Mr. Ginther's received no complaints from his neighbors about the project. And if we have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them.
Yes. I assume your client is proposing power, but what about plumbing and heat?
No plumbing, no heat.
I mean, you know, it's a use variance. That's a very difficult bar to meet. The standards that are applicable to proving a use variance are I would say, the most difficult we have, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So, and two-story garages are traditionally frowned upon for a number of reasons, in addition to the fact that it's difficult to prove that one is appropriately granted, I guess.
I'm sorry, appropriately.
That we should grant one.
Okay.
You know, this test we have to apply is pretty high bar. I don't know, I mean, what's the reason he doesn't just keep his regular garage and put a new shed up? The shed's
Right,
still
well,
in the case.
if Dan would like to add
The
to that.
garage is in disrepair. It looks like it was just built over an existing slab. The water leaks underneath the garage. I would have to replace that garage anyway.
And
Or
what-
do significant repairs to the garage. So I'd prefer to have the garage detached from the house.
So why wouldn't you build you're building a one-car garage with a second story, why don't you just build a two-car garage that's wider without a second level?
I don't have the room for that.
The
Yeah,
site plan looks like you do.
Well, the side of the north side of the house is 16.9 feet from the
The
property.
north side of the house right now with the garage
No,
attached.
the garage is, the proposal that I'm looking at, the garage is in the back corner of the house.
Right.
And
That's
it
the-
appears to me that that garage could be double its width, and there's plenty of space for that.
Well, that garage, that's the proposed garage that I'm looking to put in.
Right, my question is, right now it's proposed they're 15 feet wide and 2 stories. Why
Right.
isn't it just 30 feet wide and 1 story?
30 feet wide and one.
Like
story.
2 car garage.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking to maintain the backyard property as well, so I have some backyard property.
Yeah, well, you have 43 feet. I can't tell if that's the total or, I mean, it would take another 15 feet out of the backyard, but you still have a
I
fairly
mean,
large
I'm
backyard.
really killing the backyard.
Pardon me?
I'm kind of killing the backyard. I was looking to maintain the backyard area as well, so. I don't need that big of a garage.
Pardon me?
I don't need that big of a garage.
Plus better for drainage in general to not take up too much space, you know.
That was a good one you came up with, Mr. Toof.
Became an environmental expert overnight, right?
Yeah. The chairman
We'll
says,
have to requalify you in the future. Go ahead.
What about instead of putting a second story or 15 feet high, just make the garage 20 feet wide, so you could have it's like an oversized one-car garage and have the storage on the side, put shelves up in the back and so forth.
2-story garage is a heavy lift.
To
That's what
lift.
we're trying to get at.
Yeah, they'd rather we understand your point, they'd rather, go bigger than go wide.
You know, another thing that happens, believe it or not, is, when you sell your house, whenever you sell your house, for example, then we always have the issue of it being very
Buzz.
convenient for the next person who may not have the same, altruistic intentions as you to make that into an apartment. That's an issue for, I know your sidewalls are only 5 feet, you said, but, stranger things have happened.
Right. Well, that would never happen, of course, with Mr. Ginter, but we understand your point about
It's the subsequent.
it's going to be there a long time, the house, we know that, yeah.
We even have it with fences, you let someone put a see-through fence somewhere where it wouldn't be safe to have a solid one, and, sell the house, the next buyer goes, I want 6 feet in solid instead of 4 feet in see-through, maybe not even maliciously, so.
That's why most of those variances are granted temporarily.
Right,
The
well, yeah,
fence.
he's just desperate for the storage space and wants to maintain as much backyard as possible.
Well, we may, just so you're not surprised, one or more of us may go and take a look at the space there. We do inspections periodically, we don't come in your house, no one's gonna call you, but if you see one of us or Mr. Pellegrini walking around outside, maybe we take some photos to show So, you know, we do that.
routinely. Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Tufel, you and your client will both receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome. Have a good day.
Next, we have cases 44124 through 44224. Merrick Jolie Gigi, mother-daughter residence, second kitchen, maintained shed larger than permitted and exceeding horizontal maximum, also known as 1697 Pettit Avenue.
Got photos?
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York.
Sarah Gigi, 1697 Pettit Avenue, Merrick, New York. Joelle Gigi, 1697 Pettit Avenue, New York.
Good morning. I'm representing Jolie Gigi of 1697 Pettit Avenue in Merrick. The property is located on the east side of Pettit Avenue, 157.10 feet south of Camp Avenue, Residence B. We're requesting a variance for a proposed second kitchen for mother-daughter use and to maintain a shed that is larger than permitted and exceeding the horizontal maximum allowed. The maximum length and width allowed for a shed is 12 by 12. The shed is 16.25 by 10.08. The maximum square footage allowed is 144 square feet. The square footage provided is 163.8 square feet. The shed complies with the rear yard, side yard setbacks, and height allowed. The shed has been there since they purchased the home 14 years ago. They only became aware of the issue with the shed when they applied for their construction permit. There's no garage, so the shed allows them room for storage. We're also requesting a variance for a proposed second kitchen. There is a construction permit for the second floor dormer and two-story extension. They would like to add a kitchen so that they each may have their own individual space. Jolie Gigi lives in the primary residence, and her daughter Sarah lives in the secondary unit with her 1-year-old daughter Gemma. There is a permit for a finished basement, 24-1990. The basement is finished for storage only. There's no bathroom and no outside entrance. There'll be 2 cars parked at the residence with off-street parking for 1 car. There's 1 doorbell, 1 mailbox, 1 electric meter. They've been given the mother-daughter fact sheet, and they understand that if this is approved by the board, it only applies to them, and if the house is sold or circumstances change, a plumbing permit must be filed by a licensed plumber for the removal of the plumbing fixtures. I would also, sorry.
I'm sorry, Ms. Pangel, I know the mother lives in the main unit. Is the main unit the first floor?
Yes, that's correct. And I would like to submit letters from 2 neighbors indicating they have no objections.
We'll accept those.
I have another question.
Yes.
So the photograph shows the house. I go, oh, that house is pretty because it's black, and the blackish or dark.
front.
And then I see the next photo, and it's all white. Is it just?
The front of the house is black and the sides are white.
Was that
Maybe
it?
that's the side of the house that's
Side,
covered.
yeah, the sides.
Oh, the side of the house, yes. The side of the house is painted like a yellowish color, and the front is brown.
Oh, okay. It looks black and white. I'm like, is this the same house?
It's a dark brown, yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean, right. Yeah. Okay, right, because the rear is also white.
So, Ms. Pangallo, just so I can put this on the record, as you know, the Board of Architectural Review reviews applications for mother-daughter and immediate family residents to determine whether or not they're suitable for such use and restorable to the prior single-family dwelling at the cessation of such use. In the case of your application, the board has determined that the dwelling is suitable and restorable to be used as a one-family dwelling after the mother-daughter use has ceased, provided there is no illegal occupancy in the basement. And again, just for the record, Ms. Pangallo, did you visit the house?
Yes.
And you went in the basement?
Yes, there's
Okay,
there's no bathroom, no outside entrance.
I just want you to tell me that when this is a full courtroom of people who come in for mother-daughter and basement entrance.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you and your clients will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
All in
Have a
favor?
nice day.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so Next up is an 11 o'clock adjournment, so maybe we can do some decisions between now and 11.
Let's do it.
All right. Ready? Right, so case 422 of 2024, Belmore, Rosita Floridia, that was maintaining a two-family dwelling. That's a renewal of a grant. There was no one in opposition. Do I have a motion if there are no questions from the board?
I make a motion to grant renewal with the same conditions as before.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next case, 423 of 2024, Baldwin, Alfred G. Gismondi and Jr. and Michelle Gismondi. That's also a renewal of a grant to maintain a two-family dwelling. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
To approve?
Yes.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Same conditions, correct?
Yes, same condition.
Okay. Case 424, Inwood, Anthony Seminara, renewal of a grant to maintain another two-family. Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I would move that case 424 of 2024 in Inwood, as you previously described it, be approved as requested temporarily 5 years at the same conditions.
Right. Second?
Second.
All
Aye.
in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next case, 425 of 2024, Baldwin Erez Alfia. That's also that's a renewal, but it's to maintain a 6-foot-high fence and a 4-foot-high fence within the clear sight triangle. Do I have any questions from the board? That was, I think they made a motion to make that permanent. Is that case? No, wrong case. Okay.
I move case 425 of 2024, which was granted an appearance waiver by the chairman. I move, see, 863 Harbor Circle involved in the granted as requested.
Second?
It's 5 years.
5 years?
5 years, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 426 and cases 426 and 27, East Meadow, John and Phyllis Laredo. That's 504 Patterson Street in East Meadow. They were granted an appearance waiver. Any other questions from the board?
No. I move that index number 426 of 24, 427 of 24, East Meadow, John and Phyllis Laredo, renewal of grants be granted with conditions.
That's K5.
Temporary.
K5.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 428 of 2024, Seaford, Terry and Ruth Ning. That's at 1267 Shore Place in Seaford. This was a request to maintain a 6-foot-high stockade fence and a request to make it permanent. Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Okay.
Make the motion to approve
Motion to
and to make
approve.
it permanent.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
With
opposed?
whatever other conditions that were previously maintained, like wherever it is.
Same
whatever other
conditions,
except we remove
only
the
we're
town.
going to make it permanent. Case 429 of 2024, West Hempstead, Ezra and Sharon Graber. It's also a renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high fence. We granted an appearance waiver. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the case 429 of 2024, as you previously described it, be granted as requested, same 5 years, same conditions.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 430 of 2024 in Franklin Square, Robert and Nilda Rosati, property located at 758 Miser Street. There was an application for an appearance waiver, which we granted. Any other discussion or any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 430 of 2024, location 758 Miser Street in Franklin Square, be granted as requested with all prior conditions, 5 years.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 431 of 2024, Elmont, Ronald and Rosemarie Fusillo, renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high fence. We granted an application for an appearance waiver. And if there's no other discussion on that case, do I have a motion?
I have a motion, index number 431 of 24, Elmont, the Fusillis, renewal of a grant to maintain 6-foot-high fence, 5 years, same conditions,
Second.
temporary.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 432 of 24 North Belmore, Eduardo Palanza and Naomi Lieberman Palanza, renewal of a grant to maintain a 6-foot-high fence with privacy slats larger than pool installation. Property located with less than 10-foot setback on Clements, also known as 1969 Clement Street. We granted an appearance waiver on this case. Any other discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion on index number 43224 North Belmore, renewal of grant to maintain a 6-foot-high fence with privacy slats larger than pool installation area and with less than 10-foot setback, located,
1969.
yeah, 5 years, same conditions.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, real cases. 433 and 434 of 2024 near Valley Stream, Susan and Mitchell Lang. Do I have any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I would just add case 1385 of 2024
Oh,
to
I'm
that.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
it's 433 and 434.
Four and
2024 and
1385.
1385 of 2024. Near Valley Stream, Susan Mitchell Lang, as you have previously described it, I move that we grant the case as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Case 435 of 2024, Woodmere, Alan and Karen Gollenbeck.
Council just mentioned we'll amend the caption to add side yard to that.
Right.
On the basis that there's notice was sufficient because all the materials contained the measurements properly and side yard aggregate was noted. So I don't think it don't think it creates any notice issue.
Okay.
Okay,
Second.
so
So just go ahead and do it.
okay, I would just, okay.
You said it.
Motion to amend the
435,
caption?
2024.
Want a separate motion? We
Okay,
can
motion to amend the caption.
Motion to amend the caption.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Motion to grant as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next case. Cases 436 and 437 of 2024 Baldwin, Mr. Mohammed Sayer and Rizwana Gull. This one, they're aware that they have to cut that fence back adjacent to the neighbor's driveway, right? And the picket fence must stay picket, can't be enclosed. With those conditions, do I have a motion?
I move case 436 and 437, located at 890 Jefferson Street, Baldwin, be granted as requested with specific conditions. The picket fence in the front shall remain an open fence, a see-through open fence, and the 4-foot-high fence, which is beside the neighbor's driveway, shall be cut back 8 feet. 5 years?
Okay, 5.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 438 of 24 Elmont, Josette Lefette.
I move case 438, Josette Lafette, variance, lot area occupied, maintain 2 roofs over patio, both attached to dwelling, be granted with 5 years, same, with conditions.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Want to make that permanent? Yeah. We're going to make that permanent.
I have a few things to say about the next case before someone makes the motion.
Yeah.
And
All right, all
to
in
add to
favor?
case 438, we want to make it permanent.
Okay. The motion as amended. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Now, case 439.
Discussion.
I think we have some comments.
Yeah, I would like to say I'm not against this case. I think that given the fact that they're reducing the enclosed space on the 3rd level by 330 square feet, and then they're increasing it only by 80. It's more open than it was. I think that it ought not be changed, the characterization from the 2.5 story. I'd like to keep the characterization 2.5 stories. They're not allowed to enclose the 330 square feet in the future. There's no change to the otherwise open area, so I think net gain really by this application, as long as we keep the characterization. Yeah, I mean,
There's a net
it's a net
loss.
gain. Well,
Net
there's-
gain for
yes,
open space.
theoretically.
Net loss.
You want to draft on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, all right, I'll tell you why.
Okay, sure.
I have some concerns about precedential value.
Sure.
in that
Yeah, that's
case.
why I wanted to stay at 2.5 story.
Yeah.
We'll do a draft and
That's why I got, that's why I got
Okay.
these numbers.
We hold that case?
Yeah, we'll talk about
Yeah. Okay, that's a big H. Case 440, I think I know the way this goes. In any
it.
event,
Yeah, I think we should hold this and ask Mr. Pellegrini to inspect it.
second,
Usually
yeah,
does that
yeah,
area.
yeah.
Anyone else who wants to inspect it, but it's a very difficult case for him to prove.
It is.
It's a use variance.
Use
I mean,
variance.
The way to go with that case is, I'm sympathetic, he wants to move the garage to the back. I mean, I think the proposal's otherwise a decent one, but like Mr. Plumer said, stick 10 feet on the, he's got 43 feet of backyard. I'm not sure if that's inclusive or exclusive. I couldn't tell by the diagram, but add 10 more feet, widen it, and keep it a 1-story. And then I don't believe it would be a use. Dawn, it's not gonna be a use if it's a 1-story, or it is?
still.
But I also don't completely buy, he wants to put household things up above, and he's gonna have a pull-down stairs, like how you gonna
what
keep-
household things?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That you
It's
need a
pull-down.
5-foot sidewalk?
Well,
You're
but
gonna
how
pull
about you're gonna have a
refrigerators up
pull-down-
there?
No, it's a pull-down staircase. What all are you gonna carry up that? 100%. 100%. That's 100%. I was going for the 2-car, but same idea. I 100% agree. So we'll have
So
Joe go
do we-
take a look at it. Right?
You're still gonna need a use variance.
Storage. Well, I think what if he just made what appears to be
All right.
a wide 1-car garage?
Let's let Pellegrini look at it, and we'll go from there. All right.
Agreed.
All right, cases 441 and 442 of 2024, Merrick Joel Gigi, mother-daughter residence, maintain a shed, 1697 Pettit Avenue in Merrick. That's right down the street from Mr. Nelson. How come he didn't come in and testify that there wouldn't be an adverse change in the neighborhood? Can't imagine. Should have brought in the expert. In any event, can I have a motion on this case?
I move cases 441 and 442 affecting 1697 Pettit Avenue in Merrick be granted as requested with all prior conditions.
Second, mother-daughter conditions. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That concludes that portion of the calendar. Do we want to go through the reserve calendar? Do we have anything on page 1?
We have no updates on page 1.
That's good.
Page 2.
Page 2.
Is that the one at
page
11?
240 and 242 of 24. I've been in touch with the applicant. They have been told multiple times that they need elevations. I hope the architect is now working on it.
Okay, can we turn around and say, if you don't give us what we're requesting, we're going to deny your case in 60 days? That's it. You have 60 days to put it in, and if you don't, we'll make a decision without it, okay? Notify them.
Okay, so,
280 and 281,
so,
this is not rocket science.
so we did get the updated plans for 280 and 281, but I am waiting for an email from the applicant to explain the plans because they were a little complicated.
Okay.
So hopefully by this afternoon we'll have it. The next case, 287 and 288 of 24, we did receive photographs. Both the pool and the pergola have been removed as requested by the board.
So I think we should take a vote, should we not?
Agreed.
All right, so cases 287 and 288 of 2024, Belmore, Lisa Ruiz, variances, lot area occupied, side yard aggregate, rear yard, construct two-story addition, second-story addition, open porch, and second-story portico, all attached to dwelling, and another variance, lot area occupied, maintain the second-story addition, overhang attached to dwelling. Do I have any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I'll move, Mr. Chairman, case 287 to 288 be approved as requested.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay,
Anything else on that page?
Yeah, just an update for cases 300 and 301 of 24. We are actually figuring out what exactly we can do. We have a meeting on Thursday actually to discuss this specific case.
Prozac, that
Yes.
figures.
The next case, 239 of 24, Mr. Owens and I actually inspected the premises, and the fence was in the location as was approved by this board. We confirmed that with our inspection.
So do we want to have a motion on that case?
I move case 329 of 2024, location 41 Heatherfield Road, near Valley Stream, be granted as requested.
Second?
Same
Temp?
conditions.
Yes.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next page. Mr. Singh. Since the house is three-quarters constructed, this is the one with the bathrooms in the basement?
Where they provided a
They,
completely different
they
plan.
now amended. Yeah, do you remember this one? It's a huge
Actually, it was
house.
the basement was cut up into two
Twin
apartments,
bathrooms, et
bathrooms
cetera,
and-
et cetera.
And laundry room.
Correct, so the
Yeah.
plan that was presented to the board had a completely vacant basement.
Yeah.
All right.
So where are we, what do we do on this case? So what is, let's back up. What is, isn't this the one where they submitted a new plan to the building department?
Correct, it was substantially similar, but
Substantially?
with the exception of the basement. The basement was completely different. The basement, that plan that was presented to the board it was completely vacant. And that's why the plans examiner asked for administrative review, thinking that that might change our analysis. And I believe since then, they have changed their plans yet again, and now the basement only contains one bathroom and one laundry room.
And procedurally, do we know what plan is before us and if it has been shown to the building department?
The
that
one bathroom.
The one bathroom.
And the building department has passed on that,
Well,
is opined or whatever.
that I will go back to the plans examiner. Again, it was brought down to us when it had the two laundry rooms,
And we're
two
going to hold it.
bathrooms.
We'll hold it. Let's consult with the building department and see what they have to say.
I don't even remember why I was going to look at this case, so I'll talk to you.
All right, what about 378 and 379?
I know there was,
Oh, you didn't? All right. We're going to hold it.
there was an issue with respect to how it was captioned, and I think we actually got some clarity on how we can figure that out.
Okay.
So, one.
Go ahead.
The way that we can caption it potentially, because it's a little confusing, construct one and two-story additions lower than 2 feet above the EFE attached to dwelling. We were thinking maybe it could be construct habitable space below the DFE.
I'm not against the case.
Yeah. But if you want to,
Somebody wants to make a motion to amend the caption?
amend the caption?
Mr. Chairman, as it relates to case 378 and 379 of 2024 in Lido Beach, Daniel Labrisi, the property is located at 16 Leamington Street in Lido Beach. I move first that we amend the caption as described by council.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, second, hold on. Did we, that takes, meaning your answer includes that issue too?
Correct, the caption.
And Mr. Chairman, I move, as it relates to the same cases, that we, hold on again. That we, hold on, let me go look at the fences.
Okay, sure, so we'll.
So we're gonna hold it.
We'll amend the caption.
Okay, sure, we have that, but we'll.
That's progress.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the next one, I did email over the draft decision for everybody, with respect to Seaford. I do have hard copies if you'd like to review it. We can revisit that after.
Okay.
Yes.
PM.
Okay. Now. I'm sorry, 190 was granted, 191. Okay, so, 190, Hunter King motion granted is requested. 191 was denied. Remember, that was the one where the landlord tried to have all of the storage containers? Correct. And then it would be 192 and 193, which deal with the signs, they would be granted 10 permissions. But we forgot to make the secret determination, which is why I moved it on reserve. Yep.
Want me to make the secret determination? As it relates to cases 190, wait, which one did we deny?
191.
Okay, well, okay, I wouldn't, but, okay, cases 190 through 193 of 2024 near Beth Page, 420 Wantagh Avenue. The property is located at 420 through 442 North Wantagh Avenue. I move that based on the materials in the file and the testimony of the hearing, that the board adopt a negative declaration as the secret determination.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
You want to do the substantive?
You want to do the last one?
Yeah.
In addition, Mr. Chairman, as it relates to case 190, 192, and 193, isn't it 191 we denied?
Correct, 191.
Okay, so 190, 192, and 193. I move that we re-grant those cases with the same conditions and incorporating the prior discussion as was previously had.
So, yeah, 192 and 193 will be temporary with the same conditions as we
Yep,
discussed.
exactly. And then with regard to case 191 of 2024 relating to the same property, I move that we deny that case.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I did do a draft decision on 203, which I'll give copies to everyone when we visit in the afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, I just see that.
Seth, good? Good. Next, we have case 27824, Levittown. Roshani Budhu, variance front yard setback on Old Oak Lane, construct one-story addition to dwelling, also known as One Old Oak Lane.
Robert Rowena, the architect on the project, 125 Eastlake Avenue, Massapequa Park, New York.
Good
Good morning.
Morning. So the homeowner, I'm the architect on the project, and we designed a kitchen addition for this family. I'm proposing a new 10-foot addition to the front of the house. The existing house was 1.2 feet behind the 25-foot yard setback line. And this 10-foot addition is now encroaching approximately 8.6 feet into the front yard. We're asking for this because the existing kitchen is too small for the family, or they feel it's too small, and would like to expand it so that they can better utilize that space.
This is a corner property,
Yes,
so you're supposed to maintain a 25. That's, and your biggest encroachment is where it goes down to 16.4, is that right?
yes. So,
You need no other variances.
right.
Can you just remind me why the case wasn't heard on March 1st, or May 1st, when it was scheduled?
It was a family matter. I was supposed to represent them, but I...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes cases aren't heard because there are other issues, and that, we just need to know that. So
Yeah, it has
No
personal
worries.
matter,
That's
not...
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
No, Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed and the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Have a nice day. You're done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dawn. Anything else on the referral calendar or the reserve calendar or administrative?
Why don't we do this?
There's just one update also on the whole tour of Tafilla, which is on the reserve, that's 500 Harbor
Wait,
Road.
reserve?
Right.
I'm sorry, referral.
Referral.
And just an update, we're in touch with council, and he spoke to his congregation, and he has significantly shrunk the structure.
This is the one with the huge water.
500 Hungry Harbor Road.
That's
Yeah.
with the basement.
Oh, wait. This isn't the 58%?
No, this is. With the 10-foot rear yard setback, where 20-foot is required and is a third story. So they have significantly reduced the plans. They're gonna submit copies. I have already been in touch with council. They have to go to the building department again, make sure that additional variances are triggered. And he was going to run the plans and the changes by opposing council. This is the one where the opposition had council and an expert. And so it's just an update. We can't do anything, but I just want to.
And
Why don't we do this?
11 o'clock case.
Yeah. Decision on 11 o'clock.
Joanne. Joanne can just do it.
Case 278 of 2024, located at 1 Old Oak Lane in Levittown. They would like a variance for a front yard setback, construct one-story addition to dwelling. I move that be granted.
I second.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
So can I have a motion that we
just make
grant
sure.
the requested extensions of
Let's just look at the
time?
complete construction one. Do they send pictures? Due to personal reasons requesting some addition, I have a hard time finding the contract to fill the basement up to code. Wait, it says one to fill the basement up to code. All right, well, it doesn't, well, usually we mostly just care that it doesn't look bad to everyone else. So I'm good with it, Joe.
2416.
People need that done. That's the old folks home, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so can I have a motion that we grant the extensions of time requested?
I move, Mr. Chairman, that we grant the extension of time requested. The first one is complete construction. It looks fine. It's interior. They're looking for a contractor, and there were health issues. So let me see how much time they want. I mean, I gotta believe it's. How much they need.
Hard time finding a contractor to fill the basement
And
up.
in the letter, she said she has health issues too.
Yeah.
All
Give me
right,
a
I would
year.
just say a year, that's what I
Give
was
me a
gonna say.
year.
Okay, as it relates to case, you need 438 of 2020.
21.
Okay, I'm sorry, 2021, Mindy Kamen, request for an extension of time to complete construction. I move that we grant 1 year additional time to that case. Case 787, let me just see how much they ask for. Just a request by Chick-fil-A for additional time to secure their permit, which is, they don't, should we give them a year? I move that we grant them a year to secure their permits. It's the first time, request, with regard to case 97 of 2023, Town of Hempstead Housing Authority. This is their second request to secure a permit. I move that we grant them a year to do so. And cases 554 and 555 of 2023, Amy Breidenbach, no prior request to secure permits, so I move that we grant a year to secure permits on that case. I said, I'll say it again, 554
Second.
and 555 of 2023.
Do I have a second on those motions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? What else we got? That's it? Party's over?
Where do you want to eat lunch?
Arbitrarily.
Well, we kind of,
We generally grant the year.
the one thing that does matter,
Unless, wait,